Hello, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here I am. Voila, this is Paula Riley. It must be like 2:22 a.m. I had a 35-hour day yesterday. I had about 3 hours sleep from uh, 6, 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, something like that. And I've been up since then, so I'm like, happy hours. Yeah, I've been getting over sleeping sickness that lasted for like 5 months, so anything I can do to get back to my normal routine of staying awake, doing stuff, being creative, staying awake, running up the mountain, doing stuff, and just keeping busy. It's all good for me, and I'm just so overjoyed after 5 months of going. I'm bored, what else? I just can't do it. Um, it's joy to life. I love it so much. So I've been getting back into art a lot lately. Um, just a minute. Okay, I've been getting back into art a lot lately. I did music for 5 years, and now obviously making a whole lot of art videos, a series of art videos. I went to TAFE for 5 years in Cairns TAFE, and 3 years in Wollongong back before I was 20. So that's a lot of art school. I learned a lot at art school, that's for sure. And I just like to make some videos to document all the excellent processes and techniques and procedures that can be used to create beautiful art, and just put on my YouTube channel and have it for future reference if I need it, and everyone can enjoy it too. So last week I did a video on lino cut which I made. I loved it. It sounded like aliens were interceding because I messed the sound up. It's a bit funny anyway. I had a whole lot of comedy albums on in the background, so whatever. It's still got the picture, so that's alright. So actually, I have this ink plate left over actually from that time. I put Glad wrap on it because it's oil paint, and I did put it with linseed oil, so it probably shouldn't have dried. So what I'm gonna do now is instead of that drying under the Glad wrap, because I haven't used it, just gonna peel this Glad wrap back. Let me just manually zoom this in properly. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna peel this off. It's a hot summer night in Cairns, or spring night. It's heating up, but it heats up quickly in Cairns. We're in the tropics of Australia. So yeah, that's where I'm dressed so nicely. Yeah. So just peeling this back now. Oh, look at it's kind of dried a bit. I was hoping to actually let's test it. Oh yeah, that's got colour. That's got no colour. What I can do, well, this is what I was hoping on doing. Got this lovely sheet of blue paper. Put this on here. Get an old biro, a ballpoint pen or something nice. It'll make a nice mark. And then you can do a relief drawing on the top of here. Oh, and then when you pull it up, it's like got a beautiful effect and a beautiful drawing. So that's a relief drawing that I'm going to do tonight. But because this isn't uniform, I'm going to have to refine it with a bit of linseed oil and make it so it's usable again. Okay, so I got a few tools out. I've got my refined linseed oil and my beautiful pure gum turpentine. That'll slack it up a bit. And this, I'll put this on first. That'll like kind of eat it away and make it usable with ink that actually works. This will slick it up a bit thicker, and I've got some tools, a roller to try and roll it into a uniform capacity. I've have to use an old spoon to measure these because I don't want to accidentally mess it up. And I've also got this old scraper of sorts so I can mix it up on. So here we go. I'm probably just going to be commentating everything I do, so bear with me. I haven't done any teaching courses at all, but yeah, that's I'm teaching YouTube. It's like a different category. Yeah, here we go. Just use my finger. Just melt that back. See if this will work. Yeah, it might be dry. I thought that because it was oil paint, it's like thick up here. I thought that because maybe I can get that. It's thick up here where it's like black ink. So maybe if I make this, mix that up with that, it will also lubricate the rest of it to either a chunky, pasty, thick gunk that'll get really textural effects on the piece, or else I'll be happy with a big mess. Either way, all is good, and it's 2:30 a.m. I'm having fun tonight. So yeah, a bit about myself. I'm a musician, a comedian, an artist. I've done a lot of visual arts. I've been practicing music for the past 5 years, which has been a godsend to me. Thoroughly enjoyed my time, but before that I did 5 years of TAFE course, visual arts, and I was doing so much and I loved it. Then I changed to music and comedy and audiobooks and study and running up mountains and stuff. So I have been very busy these last 5 years, but just the last month I've been getting back into doing art. So if I make some really bad jokes, you can either just pause it, turn the volume down, or put up with it. If you put up with it, you might even laugh. All things possible. Always look to the skies. So yeah, I've decided with this, it's not really thickening up, but probably as time goes by, the gum turpentine and linseed oil will eat into that thick blackness. It's got like a thick coating. Check this out. It's like a really chunky, pasty, textured, thick mess that usually any other artist wouldn't use. But I'm gonna spread it all around this board as nicely as I can, and this way, yeah, count the lucky blessings when they're there. I might actually get some really textured and thick atmosphere from the little chunky mishaps that carry on with it. So I'm not going to need my paint roller. And these can sit over here. So this is what I've got. One thick board full of chunky black old ink. So I'm actually helping myself clean the board at the same time as getting some type of interesting artwork attached to it, associated to it. So here we go. This is a piece of paper. I would like to center this nicely. The paper is actually bigger than the board, so if I sit it square, it's going to make a really nice frame for the board. Okay, there we go. About 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. Oh, square, God bless it. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. So I put a little pressure down on here to make a nice textured background. You can also check on that, see how it's going. Oh, I might actually need a thicker drawing tool. So that's actually looking like a lovely mess. So I might actually get a few different relief prints of this. I'll just get some drawing tools. Okay, I'm actually quite lucky. I do a lot of different types of visual arts. Not just visual arts, creative arts. I've even got 4 sewing machines. So I have a lot of tools. These are a whole heap of ceramic tools, and this is a leather working tool. It's a glass tool, and this is a lapidary dot stack. So oh yeah, and some leather rolls, which could come in handy. But I've got a lot of tools like this. This is a, pretty sure that's a ceramics one. I haven't used it yet because yeah, last time I built a ceramics pot and built a kiln. I used to have a little barbecue in my front garden that was like surrounded by Bessa bricks and garden edging and stuff, and used to cook some food out there sometimes, and marshmallows with the kids, and I got in trouble by the next door neighbour one night. But at one time I did make a homemade kiln in the front garden and stay up for 24 hours tending the fireplace. It was made out of Bessa bricks and it seemed to work. So I'm very lucky to have all these tools. Got some oils. I haven't used a lot of them, but I got into craft a few years back. Paddle pop sticks will be good. And collected a whole lot of really cheap tools off eBay. It was like, oh my god, you can get all these craft tools for like $2. It's like the best. So these are a whole lot of them. That's gonna make a nice effect. Just like that. These are a whole lot of tools I can use that will give me different texture, different effects, and the marks I'm making. I've got an old tablet thingy that might give me some little splodgy effects. A kind of blunty pencil. This one's got a rubber on it, so and then I can do some little scratchy effects with that one. So here we go. I might try to actually make this into some type of, might be a bit thick actually. No, that's a bit thick. I'm gonna put that aside and see if I can do something with that later. I really only wanted a thin layer of background. So I think I'll use this lovely green. Lovely nature green colour. Lime green. And what I'm gonna do is I think I've got an idea to do a log cabin in the woods. That'll be interesting scene. So here we go. Good. Yeah, some of the types of craft I do. I do music, and obviously with music, I do dance videos. And with the dance videos, I also do dancing, fire dancing, busking, dancing in my lounge room, and also just a whole lot of oh, hang on, I know what I'm doing. Here we go. A whole lot of dancing. Anything to do with dance is it's total. I love it. How's this happening? That's something nice. Yeah, anything to do with dance, just it sets the bells off for me. So I love making dance videos, especially to my music, because in this way, um, you know, if I can express myself with dance and music, it's just it's beautiful for me as an artist. I love mythology. I sing my songs in mythology, and it's thoroughly entertaining to me. So I do a lot of video dance work, and with that, I also do costume design. I love costume design. I sew my own costumes, design my own costumes, and it's thoroughly entertaining to me. I even found an old super sewing machine. What do they call the big ones with the 4 threads that are make all these pretty patterns in that with the stitches. Oh well, I use that as decoration, but you don't have to. But anyway, I design costumes for my dance videos with sewing, and sometimes with the craft. I'll also make ornate hats and beautiful themes, costume jewelry. I just love it. So thoroughly entertaining to me. That's one of the art things I do: costume design, sewing. I also design dresses. I'm thoroughly into designing dresses and Voguish fashion ideas. I don't know where it's gonna take me ever, because it's like a big industry. It's just such a passion. You can kind of rekindle the historic brilliance, the bustle, and make it modern and Voguish and unique for the times. And it's quite a passion for me, because especially if you wear your own dresses that you design, all the angles mean a different curve of flow, and if you're dancing in a different curve of flow of modern Voguish dress that you design, it's like you can really get a nice video with this kind of thematic kind of attitude and relevance to your art. So I truly love the roof coming out. I truly love costume design and craft. You can use a lot of recycled materials to make craft. Cut up milk bottles, and you can use the little plastic bits to make wallets, or little alien blinker goggles, or whatever you're into. It's you can you don't have to go to the craft shop and spend $500 on craft to make craft. Just use recycled materials, or go to the gift shop or something. But also I do woodwork. I've made some garden benches, and made some workbenches for my lapidary equipment. I've got a few grinders out there, Dremels, and tile cutting slab saw thingy set up, angle grinder. So I do a bit of lapidary work. I've got actually designed my own crystal ball machine, which I'm going to make one day. It's because crystal ball machines are like $5,000, and I'm a poor artist. But yeah, I really want to make some crystal balls. I've made them in the past. It's a lot of good fun to do. So I've designed how to make one for about $100. Yeah, I just gotta get my act together and do it. So I also do lapidary. I do rock carving with Dremel and the grinder, and I also make cabochon jewelry. Not to sell or anything, but I just make it for personal use and effect, and sometimes I'll put it in my costume jewelry and stuff, costumes and headpiece, or sew it onto the costume or whatever. It's just a beautiful form of art for me. So yeah, that's another thing I do, lapidary, gemstone carving. So rock carving is another fun. I've collected gemstones for a very long time. I've got too many, obviously. But, that's another story. And I've made a few crystal skulls. That's a good hobby to get into. And I love rock carving. I would do it more, but it's very noisy, and I get so busy. What else do? I do music, dance videos. I do health audiobooks. I studied health audio I studied health topics and medical science. Health topics and health food topics I've studied for at least 20 years now. And I totally love it. I've moved on to medical science because it's fascinating to me, all the biology systems of the body and the intricate diversity of how genius this creation called life is. It's like, it's beyond words. You need such things as Google just to document it. And that's the good bit. The other good bit is that to document how ingenious the networks and systems of not only the body but all of life are. It'll take another 100 billion years to understand in science terms. So I love my study. I love to study. I also create health food audiobooks, and I love it. What else do I do? I do printmaking. Printmaking is, I love it. I did a lot of it at TAFE. So etching, lino cuts, collagraphs. I've done a little screen printing. I know how to make paper. Yeah, I'm gonna get back into that at a later date in my art practice. I might make some videos on it too. It's quite a beautiful process. It's quite a meditative art, making paper. And so this is how this roof is coming along. It's a bit like a tiled roof now. Got some nice texture effects to it. What else do I do? I've just recently bought an air compressor, and this air compressor, God bless it, I've only just recently discovered the fact that there's such a thing as air chisels. I've always had this dream of actually going out bush with my chainsaw. I've got a chainsaw, and chopping down deadfall that's not rotted. Old logs that fell off, but they're not rotted. They're still usable, just bush aged. Bringing them back and getting an air chisel set. I've actually got the air compressor just a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to get into wood carving as well. I did quite a bit of sculpture work, or a little bit of sculpture work at TAFE. Carved Hebel stone, which is, nothing like carving marble or anything, but or rocks. It's quite a gentle, aerated concrete type material. But that was beautiful. I made a couple of Adam and Eve statues that are about that big, and a few other things with it. So that was lovely. The main thing that I love to do is paint nudes and mythological creatures, just in oils or acrylics. I haven't got much into using canvas as much because I'm in a 2-bedroom flat, duplex, and now I got nowhere to store them, so I use a lot of oil painting paper, and I find this is very effective for storage spaces. I also love to do drawing and techniques of drawing design, which is very interesting and creative, that you can use different design techniques to get different methods and themes and feelings and portray different emotions from your artwork that you're trying to express to the viewer, express it to the audience. So this is a good way for me to be creative as well. Yeah. What else do I do? I've done a welding course, or nearly finished a welding course back when I was like 16 or 18 or something at TAFE down in New South Wales. So I know how to weld. That's a lot of fun. One day I'm going to get a welder and make some ornate water fountains. So if you have some beautiful designs. There's one in Kansas that got these flowers that and the water drips off them beautifully. So that's that artist, whoever did that, it's amazing work. It's that's inspired me to get happy and make some beautiful mandalic and beautiful welding sculptures that are functional as well, water fountains or something like that. So that's another thing I want to get. You can pick up a welder for like $120, a welding kit with a helmet and some probes and things, sticks they call it. Yeah, I think, whatever. You can pick that up for $120 from Bunnings. That's on my books. So a lot of my art practice is like, I've got big ideas, but I've been doing music for 5 years now. But that's it's not a thing of the past. It's just a thing to put aside for a bit and do these other things that other big plans on the art journey that I want to do. So this is very good for me to express myself this way as an artist. The thing about being an artist is that it's quite a poor lifestyle. But if you're an artist, it's not like you can really get out of being an artist. It's always like a remote control, stuck in the habit. It's like, do you fit into the workplace? No, I'm an artist. It's like, I've done 8 years at TAFE, and 8 years of TAFE, and heaps of my own artworks, as well as TAFE last year. I sat up and used to sit up till 3 in the morning with a paintbrush girl. I'm falling asleep now. So that was a lot of fun for me as well. Yeah, but I love mythology and I love to paint and draw mythological themes. It's a great inspiration in my life to show this type of respect and beauty in mythological themes of creation stories and history, and capturing the history of tradition and religion, which is you don't know it as fact, but there's definitely this influence of source which is beautiful and vibrant in the ancient cultures and religious icons of that are still prevalent today. I really like mythology. So yeah, this is one of my biggest passions, to capture mythological reference to source, life, God, the beauty beyond us, which is creation. I think that's why I'm a born artist. Oh, what else do I do? I know how to do crochet. I know how to make teapot cozies and stuff, teapot covers and stuff like that. I can do that. I learned that when I was a kid. I learned knitting when I was a kid. I can knit jumpers and stuff. I don't do it a lot because it's winter. I would knit stuff for my costume design, but I'm doing art at the moment. I've got a loom in my bedroom, weaving, which is like, it's a tapestry loom and you can make pictures. And in the middle, I still have to finish my Tree of Life. It's my first weaving because I only got the loom last year. But also, what else? The loom. Oh yeah, I know how to weave baskets, and I've made a couple of baskets. I don't get one. No. Okay. All right. It's show and tell time because it's ciggy break time. Talking too much, so get some stuff out. I also like to experiment with things. I love science and creating science hypotheses with electrical energy and whatever, I can't explain it. Cathodic noble metal charts and stuff like that. So I have this passion for creating new things that no one else has done before. So that's why I did this. It's a it's actually a paper. That's actually crocheted paper. It's a beanie. Stinks like spray paint, but it's like a hat. Yeah, that's pretty good. So this is my crocheted I think it was magazine papers or something. Yeah, just a minute. I made this invention. That's really. Uh, yeah. So this is our show and tell for city break time. So how I did this was you get the paper and you roll it up into you know really thin stringy bits like that. It's pretty strong. You can do it by hand or with little hand loom tools. And then I spray painted it at the end so that will like protect it and waterproof it and stuff. What you could do is like put wire on there and a handle on it, have it as a little basket, put eggs in there or something. So that's a little experiment that I did using crochet recycled paper. The way I did it actually was I really wanted to get a spinning wheel, but because I'm a poor artist, and they're like $500, I'm like, oh God, everything about it. I looked on YouTube. There was 100 billion how-to videos on YouTube, how to make a spinning stick. And I'm in a spinning wheel, and I was sitting in my lounge room one day or something in Carport, and I came up with the idea of a spinning stick. So this was an old desk fan, and what you do is you tape the paper to there, and glue it strip by strip by strip by strip, and you can even spin wool on it. If I had a slower button on it, it would spin a lot better. So maybe I'll get a cheaper fan that spins slower for my next spinning stick. But you put it over the other side of the room, turn it on, run up the other side of the room with a big string coming all down the room, and it goes and spins the paper nicely. So I think that's how I made this one. Then of course you roll it up on a, and I get a stick and roll it up on a ball, so you've got a ball of paper yarn. So that's something that I came up with. You'll turn it to the spinning wheel, the spinning stick. So yeah, that was a good little invention I came across. Uh, this I really like this beanie. It went in the washing machine, so it's got little bits of fluff on it. It's actually I'm a bit of a comedian, so it's when I was a kid we used to say, "Is that a beanie?" Because my nana used to make a whole lot of teapot covers, crochet them nicely. So I made this beautiful little helmet teapot beanie. Goes like this. It's really nice. I mean, I live in Cairns, but it's got this pretty fan design. It's like a pretty little flower top. I accidentally mushed it, but you can it's kind of fashion. I might put it in one of my dance videos if I make a nice costume that suits it. It's like tailored to your head shape. It's like kind of helmet like for your fringe. So that's my little teapot cozy beanie. Beanie helmet, teapot helmet. Yeah, that's another little costume thing I came up with. Then I've got a couple more beanies that I did. I used to, when I was into my craft era, I took about 4 months off to learn craft because I was really interested in creating new things, structured building materials and things that are recyclable and sustainable for the earth. And I've got lots of ideas down, but I went through YouTube and studied everything craft I could possibly come up with. So while I was studying YouTube for craft ideas and recycled craft, upcycled crafts, how to do this, how to do that, as much as I could possibly handle for like a 4-month science investigation for a sustainable future. I made a whole lot of crocheted beanies while I was sitting up watching YouTube. So this is another one. This is another helmet one too. It's like a beautiful little fluffy one, and it's got little bits of plastic twine in it for like little decorations. I don't think you'd wear it shopping, but I like it. So, yeah, it's actually designed to sit up a bit so you've got like those two bits of plastic catching the light up there. That's another helmet design beanie with fluffies on the top. So yeah, that's really nice. This is another one I made. I really like this one too. It's a bit more for winter, but because it actually covers your ears and it's got like fringy bits down the back of your neck. So that's like a kind of berry style beanie. That's another YouTube thing. Just a minute. Okay, just had a big herb drink. So another good spot for getting craft supplies cheaply is op shops. Usually there's a craft section in an op shop that's pretty dusty and looks like no one's gone to like 10 years or something. But usually you can get some really good stuff there, like interesting stuff that someone might have had in their house for 20 years and then go, enough, get lost. So yeah, that's pretty good. This is actually made out of it's a bowl. I'd like to put a wire frame on it so it's a bit more sturdy and it's functional as a bowl, but it's actually a technique I found off bit Mandaloric as well, off YouTube for rug making. You can make That's a t-shirt, that's old gym pants, and that's old gym pants. When they have gym pants and t-shirts fall apart, got holes in, you can strip them up into strips and weave rugs out of them. Um, yeah, coil them up and stuff. So that's actually a coil bowl made out of old old material, t-shirt material. So it compacts down as well, so it's easy to store. Um, okay, I'll show you this. This is my favorite. It's a design bowl. It still smells beautiful. It's actually made out of lemongrass. I have a whole lot of lemongrass in my herb garden. These are like ornamental tassels on. So this is how it looks. It's a lemongrass bowl that I got a big darning needle. It's like it's felt very solid and very rigid, and it's it's actually darned with strips of lemongrass in coil, round and round and round and round and round and round. You get a big darning needle and sew the wool into it. So that was like probably 10 hours of watching YouTube videos as well. It smells beautiful. So yeah, that's another thing I've done. Other things I like to do is mandala type art, geometrical design. I have a graphics tablet for my computer in the bedroom, which I'm just getting into in the last couple of years. I've done a few drawings on it, but yeah, not too many, but I will get into it more. I've just recently bought a big projector for my big screen in the second room, and I can, play movies and all that from it, but I'm usually too busy to watch movies. So I can link my computer up to the projector and actually have the graphics tablet on the big screen for my drawing, which is it's really good fun. Yeah, that's good fun. What's that other thing? I forgot. Anyway, I've made a vinyl wallet before, with like a picture frame on it. Just little experiments from YouTube and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. My graphic design. Using compasses and set squares and rulers to create drawings. And the drawings, if you think of the physics of the universe, it's like everything, even down to the structure of the electron and spinning in time frequencies. There's a physics mathematical formula that correlates in combination to the movement and patterns of the universe, the body, the symmetries of everything is physics and geometry physics. So it's very much a relevant art topic for me to have geometry and physics in some of my drawings. Not all of them, but definitely in some. Let's wait till that helicopter goes. I find that you can sometimes convey a theme or a meaning, or a beautiful sunrise and a whole lot of geometric, patterns and colors and colored pencils I usually use in my geometry drawings. And I actually did that for quite a few months, or a few months at least, way back, and got quite a few really interesting drawings from it. One of them is called Orbitalia. It's like, an orbital elliptical path with planets and moons, and it's beautiful with different colors conveying themes to the patterns of the geometry. It's quite a fascinating thing for me to do, because it's not only art and creative and expressing theme and everything. It's kind of conveying meaning to the geometry and physics of actual reality. It's like, yeah, it's science. It's good. So yeah. Also, I have a few hats that I've made. I really like my hats. I'll get them now. Okay, I really like my hats. I do buy new material from the Spotlight shop sometimes, because it's invaluable. This is my Mad Hatter hat that I made. It's dramatic. I've actually used this in my Jackal's Eye video. It's a beautiful, beautiful hat. So, you know, it's a beautiful hat with some beautiful. Can you see the flowers here? Flowers with tassels. It's like an organic Mad Hatter's hat for the king. Fox God. So this is I use this in my Jackal's Eye video. It's quite lovely. That's it there. This is interesting. This is something I made for my as a dance costume video for my dance videos. It's actually a hairpiece. It's a modern day crown, because it's like, it's a cheap shop. Glitter, being a poor artist, it's a crown. But it's also traditional, because it's got this beautiful bouquet of material flowers there. Crown. It's just got this flowing tassel that is like bustle weave in it. It sits on top of your head like this. You see the tassels and the bustle flowing off your head. It's beautiful. It's like Maid Marian era, but it's like modern day or something. Beautiful. I love that piece. This is a craft thing. It's gone a bit it's gone a bit wobbly now. It's actually called quilling. It's quite a it's arty now. It's actually a helmet, a quilling helmet. It's like a swan kind of, it's got a beautiful shape to it. It's made out of paper. You have a quilling tool and hundred little spirals of paper. And I made myself a helmet for my dance costume video. It's gravity's got the better of it. Sitting like this, but yeah, it's keeping up with it. Okay, I got 2 more hats I'm really proud of. These are actually dance video hats as well. This one I used in my Blackbird Sings video. It's a video, dance video and a song about crew, and also my new electric violin. So it's actually a hairpiece hat made out of paper and recycled paper plate with a sewing machine, glue and paddle pop sticks, and I worked with this beautiful top piece on it with this paper towel. Expensive. So this is like the scorpion goddess hat. I love it. Just sits on my head like this with the hairpiece. It's like very much the princess of the crow. Quite thematic and traditional, historic, mythological, that Hades underworld era, back in those ancient times. So this is the feathers are fluffy. Okay, that's alright. This is, I haven't actually used this one. Oh, it's got cobwebs on. I haven't actually used this one in that video, but I did make it and I really like it. So, yeah, something that's here for newbies, like Mad Max or something. Yeah, it's a hat. Definitely a hat. It's like a Stixie hat. Stixie hat to ride along in the desert too. I don't think it's even finished, but it's pretty good too. Sit up like that or like that. It's like it's pretty good. Oh, so that's another thematic costume piece which I've designed. Yeah, I really love mythology. So, yeah, there is a lot of things I've done. I've even made some journals out of recycled paper that I haven't used yet. You can actually make recycled paper. I made some and it came out beautiful and fine and textured, and then I thought, hey, this next one's going to be different, so I blended up a little bit of mango pulp. You can actually make some different types of plant materials that are fibrous into the paper to give it a really, nice texture. So some of my paper came out so chunky I don't know if I'll use it, but I made some journals out of it. I just sometimes if an artist wants to make a storybook or a themed book, a themed journal, it might be like 3 to 10 pages or something. They can make their own paper and create their own journal. So that's what I did. You can bind it together with cloth and the sewing machine. I really like the tassels because it gives it this kind of unique look. Like what the this one's it's quite textured paper. This one is even more so on this side. It will take a lot of oil pastel or something of the sorts to fit that nicely. This one's even got some pine needles in for that really, so you can see it. It's a really organic effect to the pine needles. Not another experiment that I did with the paper. I put some glitter on this one as the paper was drying. And, I think that was made out of those recycled magazine flyers, pamphlets, brochures that you get in the junk mail. So I put them to good use, and okay, that's good. Definitely a lot of pine needles in. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, this has actually got quite a few pages, like 20 pages or something. That one's gonna be tough to draw on. There's a lot of texture there. But the mango pulp one is worse. So this is just a little 6-page one. If you want to tell a story, make a little journal, bind it together with a sewing machine. This one has its own little fairy princess material cover with some butterflies that I sewed on there. Don't know if you can see the fairies in the material. These little fairy pixies hiding in the material. So this is the cover for it. And this is the journal. This is actually a much finer type paper. It's quite thin actually. It's pretty good. And I cut this one to shape more, so it's bound with that mushroom, the magical pixie mushroom. That's poisonous mushroom, but it's bound together with that, so it's like got this theme of mystical woods. And it's kept in a cover. So if I ever want to create some stories or artworks, like who did some Peter Rabbit, like anything like that. That's what I'll do it on. And these are just some papers that I've done. This one it was a bit different. This is actually the cover, but here it's got juice bottle. It's like a little window, and beautiful green. I think this material was off an old couch I found and brought back to cut into a bench and make a wood thing. So I recycled some of the material off it. It's got that lovely mushroom, magical pixie mushroom of the woods to it. And this is actually a different type of paper for journal making. This is like three or four sheets of paper that's stuck together with a glue that I made, and you just prime it up, and it's like a really thick kind of thing. I think it's because it's the magazine brochures. It's likely to degrade quickly. So the glue, I think it was a wheat flour glue or corn flour glue or something that I used, and then you prime it so the paper's going to last a lot longer. That's just a 3-page journal for a short story. And the back cover is the same, it's just got more green, so it's like that lovely green, ascensionary green colour you get at sunrise. It's like there's a story to tell. And it's like done. That's another few things I've done. Okay, I'll get back to this. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah. Yeah. So I really like doing art. I love water-soluble art tools, like water-soluble graphites, water-soluble oil crayons, water-soluble pastels, because you can actually get them, do your drawing, and then highlight it with a bit of water. It just seems to set the drawing off this like really profuse theme to it. It's like the water adds the diversity that's needed to exemplify the drawing. So it's like mixing up the media, but it's a media in itself. It's lovely. Another thing I like to watch on YouTube is how to make like primitive huts and stuff. So if you respect the tradition of our ancestor history, how they lived and how they had their life and their elders ruling the tribe, and how their even houses were designed and the traditions of their culture, which are still very prevalent today in some societies and in many ways in modern day society. Even down to having a teapot with teapot cozies. That's a tradition in itself. So There's a lot of what makes modern day society, which is traditional wisdom. That's all right. So I like to study primitive technologies, hut buildings. There's a couple of primitive web YouTube sites out there that are like, they're amazing. They teach you how to build a clay hut and make your own kiln. So that's another thing I like doing too. And, yeah, just drawing the tree now. Must be the dog. This is actually a circuit tree. Yeah, you can actually use shapes to get effects and things like this. Just add a lot of different elements to a drawing and try and balance them nicely. It creates a flow to the artwork. And in the creating of a flow in the artwork, balancing the elements in a unique and beautiful way, you can really capture the attention of the picture and portray the meaning and theme and feeling of what you want the, the drawing or the painting to portray. So a lot of elements, lines and lines and curves and points and shapes. They're all elements and different types of categorical reference to many different things, and in this way, by utilizing all these different types of elements of reality, like a line, a curve, a point, a square, it's like it all portrays depth of meaning, and you kind of get something like a Johnny Depp movie or something, that really artistic dream realm that just sticks in your memory for history. It's something that's very, very good, and you just don't know why. It's like that with art. You can portray lovely the many things that you want to portray as an artist. And this is a type of tree. It's my own design tree. Okay, it still looks good. Yeah, I like to sometimes do experiments with art. Sometimes I'll get amazing ideas on what I want, an idea that I want to portray, and I set about and categorically do it to perfection, like exactly what I want, because I just have this amazing idea burning in my head. And that's like, it's like 1, 2, 3, and the painting appears. But sometimes it doesn't work that way, and you end up learning in the process of actually doing the art piece that, hey, I've actually learned something new. So this is very good too, in a way that you being progressive and not just capturing an idea. So yeah, right now I've learned a new tree. Yeah. Actually, I will show it from this way. It's a little hut in the forest. Green. That's my tree I'm designing. It's like bit like those cartoon flowers. Uh, they're like these flower plants and they're cartoons but they're alive and they go go and eat everything because they're a giant marauding flower. It's a bit like that. This is like a mythological wood here. Very interesting. Very interesting for me. So yeah, I have to stop that now and get some different tools. So my cat's come back from being king of the block. It's 3:40 a.m. Don't know a lot about everything I do. Um, oh yeah, okay, one more thing. This is actually one of my favorite pieces of art that I've ever made. I've also used it in a video as well, or a couple of them. It's a gemstone skull. Dun, 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 dun. It's a little ominous, but you know, it's beautiful in every way. Yeah, yeah. It's not perfect. They're the production line, but I think it's quite unique. That's actually a black obsidian. I'm quite sure it's from a volcanic area down near Bundaberg. Found it on the beach. Carved a skull out of it, so really happy with that too. So yeah, these are I made this craft box for my pencils out of a old modem box. And a napkin cover that I never used. And got pretty decorations on it. Good fun. So I have a whole lot of coloured pencils here. If it doesn't work out this way as I intended, I can have a pretty picture on this side. And yeah, this should be good too. Let's get some greens. So yeah, I think this is going to evolve into a pencil drawing, pretty much, and rather than the relief as I was planning. It's got some nice effects with the oil soaking through, but I'm pretty sure I can, I have to color pencil and highlight it better than I have so far. Oh, that's better. So there they get, what's this green not turning out for? Like, I guess the paper's green maybe? Lucky, I'm a comedian. So I've said a lot about all the different types of art that I do, and woodwork and welding and pottery, crafts, sewing, weaving, um, crocheting, knitting, and visual arts, painting, drawing, etching, printmaking, a whole lot of things that I do. And because I'm actually getting into this art phase again, and I've done music for 5 years, but now I'm doing art again. I'm going to be making lots of videos. Hopefully one day I'll get my air chisels out and I'll make some videos on how to carve a wood sculpture. It would be fun. So many things I can do, so many videos I'd like to make, and documenting the technique and the process in the art, and documenting just the things that I know. As a video reference to that which I've learned over the years. Yeah, if I talk too much, it's like it's because it's so silent, and the silence gets boring. I guess it's a good thing sometimes to put music on in the background or comedy or something. Yeah, whatever. Another time. Oh, what a soluble. Excellent. So also in the design process of art, when you're not actually doing that amazing idea, but you're actually still creating the reference, you can have the space to think new elements of design, which can lead to science hypothesis and all that. I love to study biology. Just a minute. Okay, the dog and the cat have gone again, and yeah, all by myself. So I love to study science, biology, health food, medicine. I love to study electrical science. I also like the World Wide Web, Google. It's like the library of the library of the world is like 20 seconds. Whatever you want is on your screen. Like it's like the intellectual's delight. You can get lost in your computer, and yeah, you can study many things, and this is something I love to do. Another thing I love to do is study history and mythology, and also like ancient art, and like Mandelic structures and codes, and those traditional icons of relevance that still humans are trying to decode. I love that type of stuff. I love mad science. I love like ether science, Tesla science. I love love electrical science, the study of like magnetism, electricity, and polarities, and big words this and big words that. So I love to study many things, but uh, the point being that especially in creating geometrical design, you can also um, you can also like overlap the two while you're sitting down drawing, thinking, hey, you've got a circle there, a circle there. If this is like a magnet, you've got polarities here and magnetic fields here, electrical fields here, and you put this here, and you know, you can go into it forever. So sometimes in art, you come up with scientific revelations. So I guess it could be a bit like Leonardo da Vinci, genius of the day that people are still catching up with his definition of types of conventions that are useful for modern day. So this is another thing I love to do. I love to make up cathodic noble metal experiments and batteries and primitive forms of tools that are primitive, but they're unique to the day in such a way that they could be useful. An example of this once, just this year actually, I made up a what I've termed a perpetual torch. It uses, well, that's not too bad. It uses a whole lot of cathodic noble metals, which are different spectrum, different types of metals, and I've designed it in like a mandala shape, so it's like beautiful as well. But this is also has its physics properties as well, with coils here and resistance coils there, and because it's like a contained unit with cathodic noble, it's like a perpetual battery, and the resistance, there's like 3 forms of electricity in it or something, and that's just one of my science ideas, perpetual torch. So yeah, maybe it's not perpetual. I guess you could have it perpetual if you had the right solution, but if you had, the wrong salt or something in the solution, it would be like, it might degrade in 5 billion years or something, or when the light bulb runs out. But I love to study science. I love to just study. I've got a digital multimeter. I've got a new one actually that I got. It reads a gas meter. It was like $60 or something, and that's for like reading the EMF frequencies. I've yeah, I've designed things that work hypothetically. Hypothetically, this is reality. If you think you can cure cancer, because you think next door neighbor's dog had cancer and you fixed it with this medicine formula, it's like legally I can't actually say that because I don't even know if it was cancer, but the sores on his back healed up, so that's all that matters. But if you think you can do things like this, it's like the legal issue about it is a whole new story. So I have a whole lot of science experiments that I've done, and I love to write reports on medical issues with health food, and um, you know neutronic formulas that I come up with that get me running up the mountain in 10 minutes, and every upgrade I make to the system, it's like it's good. Yeah, so I've got some I love electrical science and metal conductivity. Uh, because electrical science, the fundamentals of electrical science is the 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 principles is that in some theories is that the all-pervading universe is like the electrical generator itself, and all these ways of engineering electrical devices are just ways of tapping into this fundamental electrical universal energy, and the conductivity of the metal is just a principle of it in the physics of its geometric form. So in this way, I have these mad science revelations, like, you know, drawing little geometric codes and in my artwork and stuff. It's like, hey, if this mandala was in this mandala and there was a magnet here and a gemstone here and this here and this principle here, it's like this, and this. Would this do this? No, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to it. Yeah, I have this idea that one day I can create geometry with different elements that will generate electricity just from the geometry. That's my biggest idea, which I'm working on constantly. It's like, if I get on Wikipedia and study electrics and magnets and fields of radiation and gravitational radiation and this and that and whatever, and spend 10 hours a week on it, in fanatical bursts of like, oh my god, I'm giving up cigarettes, I've got nothing better to do kind of attitude. Yeah. Then this is it's a lot of fun, but it's also something I'm working on, which is it's a big thing for me. Imagine saying oh my god, I finally got it. 5 years of having this idea in my head, and it's like, what type of geometry would do that, and what would you need in association? So it's like not just a perpetual battery, but a generation of bio life force integration of the many types of energies there are, balancing the EMFs and the mobile phone tower radiations, just generating a harmonious vibe on the planet, which is it's productive to humanity. So you have to, in the design of such a thing, you have to take into consideration many principles of geometry which correlate to structure and relevance. Like, why is a magnetic field so beautiful when you put iron filings on it over, if you put a magnet under a sheet of paper and then put iron filings on it, it's like this beautiful geometric form, and it's just resemblant of the day of the perfection of geometry that's relevant throughout the entire universe. So if you can correlate these two elements in unique ways, or two elements, these billion elements of the progressive expansive universe in unique and varied ways, you can really come up with some type of invention that you could go on the Shark Tank and say, guess what I did? He's like, check it out. What's this do? I don't know, just touch it. It's like, how does that work? Oh, well, here's 20,000 Wikipedia pages of study on it. Check it out. But yeah, there's it's not only business market and all that stuff that comes into it, and patents and all that. It's the capacity of influencing technology as well. We live in such a modern age, and there's so many elements that are very serious in the modern age. So any type of patent license you get. You don't want the government to seize your records upon your death. You know, it's too good, you can't have that, it's military security, you know, blah blah blah. So really have to design anything you do in a way that's harmonious to life and beneficial in the dignity of what society stands for. So in this way, you know, you're not accidentally decoding the atom that, you know, you can make blow a billion stars up from, you know, pressing a button over this side of the universe. You can't do things like that because it's just, you know, it's not a dumb thing. But I mean, it's possible, but you know, it's just not a dumb thing. I have oh yeah, I have so yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I love to do geometrical design is because it really inspires me to get studying electrical science again. Um, yeah, I forgot, I don't know how to say it. So yeah, studying electrical science is one of my passions. Gemstones, they New Age crystal book of like 4 books or something, 7, but 3 are like little books, and 4 are not, not finished. But anyway, so I love writing gemstone, New Age gemstone crystal books, because I figure the structures of the gemstones correlate to the consciousness structures of the aura and the life force. It's like gemstones are little diligent computers that in their radiant form of geometry, they radiate energy and they magnify energy in their geometry of, you know, crystalline structure. So this correlates very much to human consciousness and in this correlation to human consciousness we have what is called the New Age type religions. So I'm very much into New Age philosophy in such a way that it exemplifies my science studies and makes me think outside that creative realm that says, is this possible? So I write New Age crystal books and yeah, I got 7 of them to publish, but I'm having trouble typing them out because I get so busy. But anyway, I did that about 2009, 2010. I took about 6 months off, and all I did was write down New Age crystal philosophy for like 10 hours a day, and it's all handwritten too. So it's like and just going and going and going. I was like, the beauty of being an author. It was pretty good. But I'm having trouble actually getting them typed up. But that's another principle of electrical science for me is the geometrical structure of the crystalline form, which correlates to consciousness and, you know, the symmetries of the body, the you know, in New Age religion type theory there is a lot of symmetries and geometric structures to consciousness, and you know, you have Hindu mandalas, you have mandalas all over the world in many religions that also correlate to consciousness and you know, directions, elements, seasons, there's a lot of history and traditional wisdom on this planet that all correlates in many ways to many things. So in designing types of new technology, like my perpetual torch, I did add mandalas to it that resemble Celtic lines, or anything beautiful that I think is unique and useful in a traditional and perspective sense of meaning. I like to incorporate these philosophies into technology because there's a beautiful balance and harmony to it. Surely enough, mobile phone towers, they get a lot of bad rap, and EMF sensitivity being a medical condition which is now recognized and everything. There's a lot of bad rap to it, but you have to understand that the progressive age has to include all areas, all aspects, and to understand why there would be a mobile phone tower is maybe it goes into the geophysics of the Earth's chakras, which is grid lines and ley lines and all that. Whatever you want to have, believe in alien conspiracies and crop circles, or it's all geometry. So it's all good, but all these things I like to take into consideration. I've studied a lot of mad science, and those people that other people think are insane and stuff because they make up plans to draw UFOs and everything. That's all like totally fascinating to me. It's like if you really like Chopin and you don't like alien spaceships because he spent 20 years trying to build one, it's not my problem, but don't mock it, mate, because I think these type of people have genius that you need 20 science degrees to understand. Like that type of stuff I believe in. Alien intervention. Did I just get taken by aliens? Was it good? Is it funny? It's like, can they fold time? Do they stop time? Do they fold space? Does space fold? What's a space fold? Is a rocket dimension? It's like, oh god. It's like dimensions of consciousness and geometry are like the way of the future for me. In many ways, it can balance and harmonize the globe and add a decency to life. But if it fits in life, is a different story. So I like to keep a lot of reports, but I don't think I'd ever publish them. Fear of the shopper saying, "You're crazy, love." So yeah. I love doing art, and in the process of just like sitting here going, I'm like, I've got that time to think, and sometimes I've gotten into the habit of I have a brain mapping journal where I'm trying to get 50 hours a day. I can get, yesterday I got 33 hours in a day. But I've got a special journal to help me document the way to get 50 hours a day and wake up the other 99% of my brain. It's like, it's probably 100 pages long by now or something. But I've kept that for a year now, and in this way you can have like a progressive intelligence building. So before you actually present a patent license, it's like, have you got all angles covered? It's a good thing. Yeah, there's a lot of bad rap that goes on in the media, but try and understand the age, what things are here for, and what relevance they have. It's best that you don't judge the world and say that's bad. It's like it's not really dignified to say this is wrong because I'm a shopper and I think it's wrong. It's the powers that be in the government. They do a good job. I wouldn't even be able to get to the shops if there wasn't a government because they build the main roads, and I think it's really wise to be respectful of such things as how the system works and all that. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about anyway. That's just what I love to do. This is coming along nicely now. The tree looks more like a plant. It's like a giant grape tree. That looks on the leaf. I guess I could let that dry and color it in more so it's like a double-sided drawing and laminated or something. So it lasts forever. Yeah. I also love to watch YouTube videos on mythological creatures. It's like is that just a Bigfoot costume? Yeah, it's funny. But in this way, you kind of if you believe it, it's like, is that a werewolf? Is that like the Rake? Is that like, oh my god, is that a real alien spaceship? Oh my god, what's that? Oh my god, is that the Mothman? What's that? Oh my god. It's like, if you have this mythological grounding, it's like you kind of get this artistic grasp in a sense of not only psychology, but, a dignity that it's an infinite universe. Kind of possible that aliens exist, whether anyone says it or not, is a different story. So I do get a lot of comedy albums in this way about such topics. But yeah, the last thing I want is the government to seize the records upon my death. Therefore, I like to pray. Yeah. I totally love geometry, that's for sure. So I'm very much an artist by nature. I've evolved over the years. And yeah. I think it's really funny. But if I do understand that if other people don't stay up 20 hours a day on 4 computers going and would rather watch footy and eat pizza, that's their choice. It's like, it's not my cup of tea, but I'm an artist and I don't have a 9 to 5 job, which is a blessing for me in this way. I actually sell digital downloads online of my music and art, audiobooks and comedy albums. Oh, and I make a little bit of income this way, but I'm actually learning online marketing at the moment. So things are looking up. Okay, I think I'm gonna call that finished. It's 4:15 a.m. I've been rambling on like an artist. I had 3 hours sleep after staying up for 34, 35 hours, and just thinking about whether I'm gonna get to the gym. I've got a 24-hour gym at the moment, so in this way I get a bit of a detox workout in, stay up some more, get my energy moving, keep fit, be healthy, be happy, and get back and do some work in my computer artist abode, my studio office. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you agree with anything I said, leave some comments at the bottom of the video. But if you didn't even watch the end of it because it just rambled on about too much, you didn't even understand. Don't worry, you can just say, "Hey, that was so good." So yeah, subscribe to my channel and be happy. Thank you.